The renewal of South Africa's membership of AGOA comes despite reservations made by some US congressmen and women around its continued inclusion, given the country's perceived ties with Russia and its position on Israel's military operations in Gaza. South Africa exports goods valued at about 60 billion rand annually under AGOA, with the automotive, agriculture and manufacturing sectors being the primary beneficiaries. Professor of Sociology and Political Ecology at the University of Johannesburg, Patrick Bond, suggests there is a degree of uncertainty given Donald Trump's unpredictability.
Trump may well reverse this, and he may make some political excuse. We just have to see how, let's say, volatile his temper is. We saw it just in recent days with the Panama Canal and Greenland. We saw it with Canada and Mexico. We saw it with all sorts of threats, for example, to put 100% tariffs on BRICS. And he can do that as executive orders that would just completely negate the AGOA benefits. So it's very much up in the air still.
Acknowledges that lobbying by government has been successful in pushing back against a review of ties between the two countries. He warns this victory may be short-lived.
Lobbying of all the U.S. administrators and work even by the U.S. ambassador, outgoing Ambassador Ruben Burgetti, has succeeded in the short term, but it might be a Pyrrhic victory. And that's a problem. I mean, we're going to host the G20 in November. We don't know if Donald Trump, who will host it in 2026, is even going to come. I mean, that's the extent of volatility in geopolitics and economics, in trade, that we're now looking at with the United States.
Meanwhile, spokesperson for the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, Yamkela Fanisi, has welcomed the long-awaited decision, adding that this will serve to bolster trade relations between the two countries.
Because as South Africa, we also recognize this as a need for us to leverage on this opportunity to advance regional value chain, bolster objectives of the African continent, free trade after, and position the continent as a competitive player in the global trade. So we don't see AGOA only as an AGOA, but also we see it spreading through regional value chains.
He says the government remains optimistic despite the complexities in diplomatic relations between South Africa and US President-elect Donald Trump assuming office early next year.
We are optimistic about South Africa's appointment of Ambassador Rasool. We believe that because of his expertise working with him and also continuing to advance the work that we've been doing as the DTI, with trade negotiators, we are going to be able to make impact on our engagements. We've put aside, the minister is going to early in the next year go again to revoke the engagements that we've been doing throughout the process. We just wanted to wait to see key appointments to be put into place, and then we can be able to start again the engagement. I think we entered these engagements with the high levels of optimism, thinking that our case is valid.
Of losing AGOA benefits would be severely negative for South African industries reliant on tariff-free access to the US market, and would spell disaster for the thousands of jobs that hinge on it. Nosipho Radebe, SABC News, Johannesburg.